Shattercock for Johnny Law, the Hobo Depot, which is right there. Okay. There are a lot of people that's been, let me turn this off, that's been asking me about this bass. Alright, so from the birth of this bass, let me make sure it's tuned. From the birth of this bass, this is a Ken Smith. This is a 1984. Am I right? 84? Possibly 1983, 84. Ken Smith. This bass was white at one time. When I got it, it was white. It was another color when Ken made it. But since then, I have had one of the world famous painters to paint this bass. All right. Like I said, I'm putting him on mute. Like I said, when you first saw this bass on a video that I had, it was cream. It wasn't white. It was cream. Now, a young man called Canyon out of Richmond, Virginia, did all the spray paint on this. He is the most amazing painter I ever met. Airbrush. All this is true airbrush. What you're looking at is airbrush. Look at it. Look at the headstock. Look, it's a little piece of dirt right there. But this is airbrush. This is all airbrush. You can see the Smith tuners, Smith body. And what's different about this? It has a Smith preamp. That's still there. Smith bridge, basically. And the new pickups in it. These are called Delanos. I call them eggs. They call them extenders. I call them eggs because I like eggs. I love these pickups. All right, so why did I change the pickups, which was jazz pickups in this? This is called a vintage. This is what Ken Smith called a vintage series, which came with the 2 jazz pickups and the three knobber Smith. All right, and it's actually neck through. So he called this the vintage series. I always wanted one. I saw a brother at a club one night in about 8 years ago, and he had a white one. And I saw him at a open mic thing. He pulled it out, and my eyes just started watering, and my mouth just went dry. Look, oh wait a minute. My eyes went dry. My mouth started. Well, look, I wanted it, and I said, "Man, you ever want to sell that?" He was like, "Oh no, I bought it brand new." He had it in the original case and all. Ever since then, I kept looking and looking, and I kept saying, "Lord, I'm waiting for you to drop this Smith in my hand." And just so happened, the Smith came in, and like I said, it came in with jazz pickups in it, and it's got the original preamp in it. I'm using the field. What's this? Phil Jones? Yeah, I'm using the Phil Jones right here, just a little small amp, which is absolutely amazing. Um, and I got the settings, in just in case you guys know, because this bass is actually, it's got the Smith preamp in it, but it's got the old Smith preamp in it, and it's just it was known for to be very round, warm sounding. Didn't have a whole lot of top end. The pickups that were in it was kind of thin sounding to me. They were actually really nice, but they was thin sounding, and they sounded good if you know how to arrange your amp. And I didn't want to do that. I want to have everything come from here. So I said, well, let me try something different before I get it painted. So what I did is I routed these out in it and put I ordered a set of these from Germany, and they came in, and I routed the pickups out, and then I took it to Canyon, which is to me the most amazing world renowned airbrush painter there is. And he did this for me, the color and everything. I told him what I wanted. He did the color, and it was just mind blowing. I mean, this thing is beyond beautiful. All right, enough talking. All right, so I got my amp set on 11 o'clock. I have the bass on 11 o'clock. I have the mids on 9 o'clock. And I have the treble just a little bit past D10 because the bass is so warm. So you will hear treble in it, but not the treble that you want to hear. So anyway, enough talking. So the Smith preamp just has bass and treble. So you have volume, push and pull, active passive, bass and treble, and then, pickup selector. All right, so let's turn it on. So with everything off in the rear pickup, bass sounds like this. Now, with these pickups I got in here, you can switch them. You can actually switch them. You can put a three-way cut switch on it. I didn't want to do that. I could, at any time, go back inside, drill 2 holes, and put 2 switches in there, and the bass will actually reverse itself. I don't want it to reverse itself. I want it to sound like a Smith, but I want a little bit more juice as far as tone without going too far out there. I have a broad ear. So that's what I do. So front pickup. Both pickups. Yeah, see how warm this sound? I mean, this is like an extra warmth. It's like it's an extra warmth with that amazing Smith preamp. It's just extra warm. Still sound like a Smith. Still sound like a Smith. Now, if I turn treble to D10, I get this. You hear that sizzle in it? That's that Smith sizzle. All right, so let's turn the bass to D10. See what we get. let's turn the treble to 3/4. Y'all know I really love Smith basses, but what I'm hearing right now is just so heartfelt. Mm. So let's turn bass to 3/4. Ah, and just think, you're hearing this through a small amp right now, which is very powerful. But it's not my super rig. And if I hear my super rig here, whoo, all the neighbors be coming out. Like, I'm not even trying. I'm not a hard player. So when I be just a little bit more aggressive than when I really am, it just talks, man. It's like the Delanos don't miss anything. Let's go passive mode. See what the bass sounds like passive. Let's go rear.